So I have completed this painting, and in order to protect it from the elements, I need to spray it. And I need to spray it outdoors because the product that I use, which is Krylon Matte Finish, I use this product in order to protect the painting so that when I paint on the wet varnish, it won't smudge because this is watercolor. So I spray it outdoors because it's a very toxic product that you should not breathe the fumes of. So that's what I'll be doing next.
So I've taken this painting outdoors and I'm going to spray it with this fixative spray made by Krylon. It's a matte finish, and that's so I won't smudge the watercolor painting when I paint the varnish on, which is a water-based product. So I put this fixative on. I do it outdoors because it smells pretty bad. It's not good for you to breathe the fumes, so it's best to do it outdoors. And I go from right to left and cover the whole painting about 10 inches away, then up and down, so it's evenly coated. And I let it dry a little bit. And then I come back in and do a second coat using the same direction of spray. And I'll look at it, make sure that the whole surface is covered properly, and let it dry a little. Then I'll come back in with a second coat once it's completely dry.
I'm spraying this painting outdoors because it's a toxic substance that I'm spraying. It's deadly. Do not breathe the fumes. Always do it outdoors. Okay,
So now I'm going to do a second coat. And now I'll wait for it to dry and check it one more time to make sure the surface is all completely covered.
So now I'll let it dry, and then I'll proceed with the next step, which is painting on a liquid varnish with a satin finish.
Now we'll take it back into the studio and I will paint the varnish. So it's completely dry from the spray varnish. Now I'll be using the water-based varnish that gives it a satin finish. Now use this tape to pick up the little bits of lint and dust that might have settled on it. It's drafting tape, so it has a low tack. It's pretty easy to use. You just kind of roll it across the painting and it just picks up little tiny bits, little specks. It doesn't hurt the painting, and then those little specks are not varnished in. So it's just one real quick picking up the lint with the tape. The varnish I use is made by Golden. It's a satin finish, and it has a flattening agent in it that you need to disperse through the varnish. So you don't want to shake it, but tip it up and down gently, roll it around a little bit, just to mix the flattening agent in with the rest of the varnish. That way you get a smooth finish when you paint it on, but you don't want to shake it too hard because that introduces air bubbles. So I mix it in a container, plastic container. I add about 20% water to it, not too much water. Mix it thoroughly. The brush I'm using is about 1.5 inches wide, flat brush with very nice bristles. It's a really good brush. This is one tool that you really want to make sure is a good tool. You don't want bristles coming off on your painting. So this is synthetic fiber, and it works really well.
When I varnish it, I
So I go from side to side. With a loaded brush. And when you put the second coating of paint next to the last painted stripe, you want to make sure you go right next to it and don't leave a ridge of varnish. Paint it out, but don't go over it too many times. But make sure you don't leave drops and puddles. So you want to smooth it out all the way to the edge of the painting. And once this dries, you'll want to go back and do a second coat. And that's it. So now I'm picking up the little puddles that were left with a brush that I dipped in the varnish. So I do a very light pickup of the dribbles and puddles that I might have left. That helps it to dry more smoothly. And if once it dries, you may need another coat.